Hey there, Street Fighter fans! Are you ready to take a journey through the world of anime and discover the hidden influences that help shape one of the most iconic fighting game franchises of all time? That's right, we're talking about Street Fighter and the anime series that played a major role in its development. We'll be taking a closer look at the influences and designs that help lay the foundation for this legendary franchise. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's delve into the world of anime and Street Fighter. Without further ado, let me welcome you to the Fighterverse. Capcom released Street Fighter II, the World Warrior for arcades, in Japan on February 6, 1991. It is widely considered one of the most influential and important fighting games ever made, helping to popularize the fighting game genre in the beginning of the 1990s. During the development of Super Street Fighter II, character designer Akiko Onishi identified JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as the most popular manga among Capcom staff. Out of this consideration, most of the staff was aboard in taking ideas and concept from the JoJo series. Even the lead designer at the time, Akira Nishitani, was for it. As stated in an interview with Polygon, Akira gave an example of one of its many inspirations. He stated that the concept of Dalsim's ability to stretch his limbs comes from the ripple zoom punch technique. In the JoJo series, a ripple is a form of energy that is identical to the sun's rays, which can be produced by the body through controlled breathing. The ripples propagate from the bloodstream to the rest of the body, as well as the other objects in contact with it. The ripple manifests itself as electricity-like sparks, and it can be seen by ordinary humans. This was later confirmed by the series planner Akira Yasuda, who explained that Dalsim has originally intended his zoom punch to extend his arms in a JoJo-like fashion during development. Another example is introduced by producer Noritaka Funamisu, with one of the most iconic characters from the Street Fighter II lineup, Guile. Producer Noritaka revealed that Guile's overall appearance was modeled after Jean-Pierre Polnareff from Stardust Crusaders. Polnareff has a muscular build and is above average in height. In addition to silver hair, he has a receding hairline and a tall flat top. He lacks eyebrows. Additionally, he wears earrings that look like a broken heart. In addition, Funamisu explains that Guile's name comes from Polnareff's arch enemy, J. Gale, though the mix-up was attributed to the development staff. Early drafts of Guile, designed by Akira Yasuda, included the modest yet vertical hairstyle of Polnareff. While the sprites were being made for Street Fighter II, the pixel artist jokingly stretched Guile's hair out to the side. After finding it amusing, the team decided to give him the classic Stroheim look instead. Rudolf von Stroheim is a Nazi officer who researches and experiments on the Pillar Man Santana. Guile's iconic sonic boom was called the Divine Sandstorm during the development of Street Fighter II. Developer comments indicate that this might be a reference to the character Wamu, who also uses an attack with the same name. Capcom released Street Fighter Alpha: Warriors' Dreams for arcades in Japan on June 5, 1995. And with it, a new female character to the Street Fighter lineup, Rose, a fortune teller who wields soul powers, makes her debut in Street Fighter Alpha. Lisa from Battle Tendency inspired Rose's design, revealed in a video by Capcom UK. Rose's outfit is almost identical to Lisa's, both of whom channel energy into their scarves as part of their fighting style. For Rose, it was soul power, and for Lisa, it was ripple. Both characters enjoy taking baths. Dimitri's Midnight Bliss attack in Capcom Fighting Evolution will transform Rose into a masked gondolier, like Lisa's first appearance in the manga. In JoJo, Joseph and Lisa meet for the first time in Venice, the setting for Rose's stage. Lisa's pose, when she puts the ripple-breathing mask on, Joseph Joestar, is also similar to Rose's Soul Drain move in the series. Occasionally, she will turn into Enya the Hag, with sprites modified from the PlayStation version of JoJo's Venture. On July 18, 2008, Capcom published Street Fighter IV in Japan for arcades. It was developed by Capcom and DIMPS, and with it, they introduced the South Korean female Taekwondo fighter, Juri Han. Juri's design in Super Street Fighter IV, including her hair and chest wear, resembles Jolene Gujo from Stone Ocean. Jolene has a butterfly motif, and her stand, Stone Free, turns her body into threads and webs, as well as wearing spiderweb pattern clothing. Meanwhile, Juri has a spider motif and cleaves a butterfly in her official artworks. Capri's taunt in Ultra Street Fighter IV is identical to Muhammad's Advol's Yes I Am pose in Stardust Crusaders. On February 16, 2016, Capcom released Street Fighter V for the PlayStation 4 and Windows, and with it the character Seth. Several of Seth's moves are inspired by older Capcom fighting games, such as JoJo's Venture. The Hekatankari's move is based on Jotaro's and Dio's Blazing Fist attacks, and Dio's Blazing Fist attacks, Seth's X version concluding with Jotaro's Starbreaker. After performing his Titanomachy special move, Seth also does Dio's Time Stop pose. Akio Otsuka, who played Seth in Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, also voiced Wamu in various media and Muhammad Abdul in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Drama CD. If you don't know what Fist of the North Star is, well, let me give you a small intro. Fist of the North Star, or known by Hokudo no Ken, is a Japanese manga series written by Burinson and illustrated by Setsuo Hara. Set on a post-apocalyptic Earth after a nuclear war, the story centers on a warrior named Kenshiro, the successor of a deadly martial art known as the Hokudo Shinken, which gives him the ability to kill his opponents by striking their secret vital points, which often results in an exceptionally violent and gory death. Kenshiro dedicates his life to fighting against the various gangs, bandits, and warlords who threaten the lives of the defenseless and innocent, as well as rival martial artists, including his own brothers from the same school. To start explaining the similarities, let's start with the protagonist of the Fist of the North Star, named Kenshiro. Kenshiro shares the same stoic attitude that Ryu in Street Fighter has had for many years. Both characters are about knowing what they want and going for it. They share the not letting little things get you down. They're about pushing ahead with what is right. They are about carrying responsibility and hardship on their shoulders with dignity and pride, not letting their emotions get the best of them, and not taking the easy answer or the easy route to solve their problems. Even though Kenshiro is notable in manga anime culture of the time for being a sensitive and kind-hearted man who broke the established men don't cry cultural stereotype, we all know that since the beginning of Street Fighter lore, Ken and Ryu had been childhood friends. Ken Master has been dyeing his hair blonde for many years, giving his American side some flair. In the Fist of the North Star series, Kenshiro also had a longtime friend named Shin. Shin was Kenshiro's longtime friend who had secretly desired his fiancée Yuria for as long as he can remember. Nevertheless, Shin initially respected that Yuria would only love Kenshiro. His hair was also blonde, just like Ken Master's. This other similarity is somewhat very sneaky but interesting. If we take the names of Ryu and Ken and put them together, they would spell Ryuken. In the Fist of the North Star series, Kenshiro's master is named Ryuken. Very odd similarity indeed. Next one is one of our most beloved Street Fighter characters, Sakura and Ryu. It is known that Sakura has always had a crush on Ryu, idolizes him and follows him everywhere he goes, just like Lin does with Kenshiro in the Fist of the North Star series. Both Sakura and Lin have headbands and are brunettes with short hair. Lin in the Fist of the North Star series was a young orphan who lost the ability to speak after witnessing her entire family being murdered by bandits during the aftermath of the nuclear war. Another great case is with a great militant character from the Street Fighter Alpha series, Rolento. Rolento and his army of mercenaries are based off Colonel and Golan army, who are also trying to establish a paradise of soldiers like Godland was intended to be. Even though most of Gao's looks were based on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure characters, Gao's looks and his techniques have a big similarity with Falco, Falco being based off of Dolph Lundgren as well. Gouken, Ryu's master, is a combination of Ryuken and Toki. Gouken teaches Ryu about the power of nothingness, which is similar to Musou Tensei, a martial arts technique from a Fist of the North Star which follows similar principles. Akuma also shares a lot of his techniques and stories with this series. For example, Akuma kills his and Gouken's master Gosetsu, and seemingly kills Gouken much like Rao kills Ryuken, in order to begin his ambitions. But Akuma's ambition is more about fighting than conquering. That would be the slightest difference. The concept of the Shungokusatsu and Satsui no Hado itself seems also heavily inspired by the concept of the Matoki no Aura from the Fist of the North Star's manga series. Furthermore, the attack seems specifically inspired by the star technique called Hukoto Manju Maonken, North Star Thousand Hand Demon Sound Fist. The technique involves countless strikes in the blink of an eye and is fueled by the user's evil fighting aura, making the Shungokusatsu share many similarities with it. Vega is a combination of Rei, Yuda, the nameless Shura, Sand Spider, and Club. Chun-Li and Fei Long both have moves that are homage to Kenshiro's techniques, and of course, Bruce Lee. Chun-Li's Hyakuretsu Kyaku technique being an homage to the Hokuto Hyakuretsu Ken technique of Kenshiro. Shadowloo and its organization is pretty similar to Shin's Ging organization, right down to the 4 kings of Shadowloo referencing Shin's main named henchmen. Gen is dying of an illness, but seeks out a battle to the death with Akuma, similarly to Toki dying of an illness and deciding to fight Rao.